Okay guys, so I wanted to shoot a quick little video all about like gripping and how to protect your hands when gripping, okay? There's a few really common mistakes that we continually see and just easy ways you can avoid like injuring your hands. Like honestly in Jiu Jitsu there's a lot of times that you're going to hurt your hands because of the nature of the sport. As Charles says, my finger's also messed up, you know, but there's things that you can do to kind of at least be as safe as possible while you're doing it, okay? So the first one, like the first thing is like this grip, like open-handed grip, and then trying to reach forwards to like either grab onto something or like push away or do any of those kind of things, okay? The problem with this is, there's a twofold problem with that. I'm going to use Charles' shin as an example. Number one, when I try to grab like this, most of the time I claw and I lose the grip before I even get anywhere. The second thing is there's no support in my fingers. Like my fingers are all open, so if like she kicks out as I go, like I snag my finger here, it's just not nice. Instead, what you want to do is create like a cup here. So you lock everything together, and then rather than like reaching and trying to snatch, like drag, and then you can fold right at the bottom. So if I drag down, I can fold at the bottom and catch this grip. We use it on all kinds of things. We use it on like collar grips, is the same thing. Like you're folding into the collar, or the sleeve grip as well is the same thing. But it's always like we're going forwards, like this closed palm position, and then kind of grabbing in that way. Okay, so like raking down to catch that grip. That's the first one, really, really important one. The second one is, yeah, like the thumb as well. You want to talk about it? Because you can see this more.
So your thumbs are a really weak part of your grip, and we see this a lot, especially when we start teaching passes that include like hand on the hip, hand on the knee, where people start coming in like this, and they put their thumbs separate from their hand. So I see a lot in this Toreando pass where people will kind of put their hand on the hip like this with their thumb wide, and then the hand on the knee. The problem with this is that put your head on the ground. If Tom lifts his knee up, he's gonna catch my thumb. Same thing if he moves his knee on this side, he's gonna catch my thumb, kind of thumb lock me here. So it's always better to make this kind of grip where your thumb is attached to your hand, because that's where it's gonna be strongest.
Yeah, it's another really important thing. Another idea that you can use is like supportive grips. Okay, so one of the ones that I use the most of the time is like, I'll be fighting, and what'll happen is I'll end up just with like one grip here. I know her next reaction is just gonna be to like slam it and pull away. So what I'll do is I'll make a double grip. So if she tries to pull away now, my grip's backed up by my other hand. It can be like this, I can make this two-handed grip, but I'm supporting my grip. That's one example. Another good example is like the lasso as well. So when I create a lasso on the arm, I'm pulling my hand back behind my thigh here. So if she tries to pull, really she's pulling against my leg. Rather than it being, how do we do this? Like,
open your elbow.
Yeah, open here or out like this. Now she's working against my fingers and it'll work against my grip. It's really weak, and it'll hurt your hands a lot when they pull out.
The other thing we get questions about a lot is how do I get to the belt grip or the hip grip when I'm trying to this Barlow position? People will reach up and they'll start to like make this like the same like open hand grip on the belt, and then they're like, I can never get the belt. I reach up and I just can't make the grip. You want to sit up with like a hook instead and hook into the position rather than trying to reach for it. It's the same if you're hooking into the pants. You just reach up with your hand like a hook and hook yourself into the position. I think of it like a bra.
Like a bra hook. Yeah, it's a really good example. Yeah, it's really similar to the first one that we talked about. The final one that I think is really important is kind of like learning how to let your grip go when they're about to break it and use that energy against them. Okay, so again, we'll take a De La Riva example because it's a really good one to think about. So when I'm here, let's say I've got this collar grip, I know like Chelsea's trying to break it, she's getting like to the maximum, like my grip's almost breaking. I'm gonna let go, and then her upward energy I'm gonna use to step out and catch to my next grip. So I use her backward energy like against her basically. So when I'm here, she's coming down, like I make this deep grip.
If I get 2-on-1, it's most likely that I'm gonna be able to break this grip. There's no point in him continuing to fight me on this. Yeah. He's gotta move on.
So as soon as I feel like it's about to break, I let it go, and I use that energy to transition to somewhere else. That's a good example. Another one is when we're in this seated guard, she goes to break, and I switch into the double leg. It's it's like releasing the grip when I'm ready, and protecting my hand, and then using her energy against it. Okay, so they're the ones that I can think of. Have you got any other ways?
No.
Like, as we said, you're always gonna like get little niggles in your fingers. It's just part and parcel. Oh, I guess the other one that's really important that's against the rules anyway is gripping inside the gi.
I see this more on the pant grip, like you see people trying to play, stand up. See people trying to do this with the pant grip, you'll always break your fingers if you're doing this.
Yeah, it's against the rules anyway, and the reason for it is it's like a safety thing. You don't want to break your hands, okay?
You should always be making this grip to the outside.
Yeah, make that pocket grip, same on the inside of the fingers, inside of the sleeve as well. We're never like reaching in here because it just gets twisted.
You can only grab
around.
inside your own sleeve, not anybody else's.
Alright guys, so that's I think what, 5 or 6 different tips just to help protect your hands a little bit. Yeah, hopefully you guys found that useful, and we'll do another video again soon.